Good night, good morning, good evening to everybody. It's Tasha again. Oh Lord, why is these shirts? I know this is off subject. Ladies, you know how you be getting these shirts and they have these little clear straps and it's like what are the main purposes and then they just get in your way. And I'm starting to video, you just see a piece of plastic or something misplaced. Anyways, it is Tasha C and I'm, you know, reviewing today Preachers of L.A. in this particular review video. Season 1, episode 6. And before I begin, I first have like a couple things to say. I want to get, not to say like get the bad stuff off, but I want to bring some awareness to this one particular thing. Samore Love, shout out to Samore Love, who also does reviews, and I'm going to also, talk about that in a second. Um, with this Google Plus thing, I've seen that she was posting and sharing certain videos. I guess someone that she watches, another YouTuber, and I seen a video and it's sad and it's tragic. This young lady is from Philippines, and we all know the tragedy of the natural storm, and so many people are lost and have died. It was natural disaster, and God bless them all, and hopefully, are able to get through it. And I think she posted a video, so I'm going to put the link in the bottom. Try to share the video you can contribute because she has not heard. I think her parents and some of her brothers or something is over there. So this poor young lady's devastated. God bless her that she's able to get to and hopefully find her family. So she's trying to raise money so she can go over there and find her family because she has not heard anything in 6 to 7 days. So, Lord, just cover her in the blood sheets and give her strength, and hopefully, her family is okay. Just everything. So I was put the link down at the bottom. God bless her. Um, on that note, also I want to say thank you to everybody as far as the subscribers and I've received before here. Now have I gotten now so for after, but I also want to point out also some of the YouTubers I want to put down the bottom. Also, they some of them do actually do Preachers of L.A. Like I wanted to give personal shout out, like thank you, I appreciate like some more love who also does Preachers of L.A. reviews. Might be also do Preachers Blues and also one reviews. Please subscribe while you like your videos. Um, I'm not trying to get. I'm just trying to get to the point basically. Selfesteemqueen, I spoke, she's such a beautiful, wonderful person. She's only just reviewing, I think, this one show, and that's it, but she's a mentor, so anyone needs help, she generally helps people. She's a kind spirit, and she also has supported me. The Ghetto View has supported me. Miss Jessica, I don't want to mispronounce woman, we'll put it at the bottom. But she's a YouTuber, and unfortunately, it's one of those situations where she's, trolls on patrol have hijacked her channel, so she started from the bottom. But she also has been, some of the main reporters have helped me, so I'm definitely going to put her down as far as that. I'm also going to put down an additional person that I found out that does Preachers L.A. reviews. I think also, okay, Jameelah TV. She's a YouTuber that also does Preacher L.A. reviews. And Sqweekie Jones, she's just everything, giving me flow, power, and everything else. And she's also an upcoming YouTuber as well. And I mean, if y'all, don't mind cursing and stuff like that, this is, like I said, this is the only series, I'm just keeping it real, that I don't curse in. But I mean, other than that, everything else. And by the way, besides that show, if y'all, I know this is the same as plug, I know this is a love subject, but if y'all want to check out my review. And if I actually know how to do the annotation somewhere, I might put a link in here or at least down in the description box to check it out because that is pure fury. Actually, Picture ain't got nothing on that mess. And like I said, everything else, you're going to hear. If I was giving my rating, I'm rated R or a strong PG-13 because, it is bad reviews in the show. I'm just taking one for the team because I have a lot to say because I'm like, this is a pure mess. And, so if y'all want to check that out as far as my review of the show, Thicker Than Water or Thicker Than a Mess or a Hot Mess and people get paid for it, y'all can check out that review as well. So, yeah, also, like I said, Sqweekie Jones, I also put a link in there with her. And like I said, Jameelah TV, might be some more love. The Ghetto View also does Preacher of L.A. reviews. Who else? I'm not purposely trying to leave anybody out. And like I said, the lady Msjattic, I think, I'm not running his name because she just changed. Like, make sure you check out reviews. Like I said, you're going to Upcut. She does General House reviews and talks about, reviews and, current hot topics and stuff like that. But please also support these people's channel. Take a look, enjoy. I'm just listening to some of the people. Also, Miss BB and Jay. I watched their radio cam show. I know I'm just rambling, but and they also have channels. I'll put the link below, and Sqweetie Dictions, whatever. But like I said, I'm just gonna list those people, and hopefully I remember to put the description box afterwards. Now let's get on to the show. I know I rambled on, but we're gonna go. Now we are going to start with Preachers of L.A. Sorry, I had a little cappuccino, mix. Okay. So, anyways, we got Bishop Jake Gangster Gibson going into the barbershop because he's trying to look clean cut for upcoming there's some type of he's supposed to be keynote addressers or some type of event with pastors, a lot of pastors. So it's a special like event that he's preaching at. And he's rolled up with a white car. He got, China white uh, car coming up in there, right? And here's a discussion he's had at barbershop with some of his friends or associates or whatever. I think they're also pastors and everything. And he eventually, there was bringing up something about along the lines of him as Bishop Colin. He said eventually he's going to wear, I guess, his Bishop Colin a couple of years because he wants to eventually, be on the general board. But see, the problem is Bishop Gibson is too gangster to be on the board as far as concerned. Now he is flash. He is a trap rap star. I mean, kind of like Bling Bling. When Bling Bling word was irrelevant, he is. I mean, he is a cross between that and Snoop Dogg / Snoop Dogg. Now I'm just saying he is like it. He can actually relate to some of the rappers now. Okay. I mean, I don't know if he raps to himself when Lady First Loretta's not around, but I'm just saying some hidden stuff. So when they talking everything, you're talking about his gun, but he's like, you know what? When it comes to these gangster stuff like that, they don't know, they ain't care about the world most of the time, Okay, so I stayed there. I got a license, CCW, fool, CCW. I mean, he pretty much was letting like I'm strapped, and I mean, I got God, but the real reality is there's some people who don't care about about you, and they'll take your life, just by, sneezing around them. Okay. I don't know if anybody know about the Spice One thing, but the trigger got no heart. Y'all remember that inside. So, anyways, I was like, Lord, the Bishop gives, don't crip walk him. He gonna crip walk, and then he did. He crip walk. And then you got this one pastor, I'm gonna walk in the Lord. Just looked like he was trying to step over some little puddles and stuff, some water puddles and stuff. He up there, I'm gonna walk the Lord. That was a swag. So we had to deal with filler moments of Bishop Peterborough Gibson. And I mean, I wish they kind of, if they're going to focus on the kids, focus on him talking. Instead of him, I don't know. I know for some reason, maybe because I'm kind of annoyed by Bishop Pretty Boy Gibson. Not Gibson, but Pretty Boy. We just go Bishop. Y'all know what I'm talking about. McClellan, McDonald's. I noticed that, he looked at like a picnic table as a shirt, and it was just, here he got the youngest baby son, he's talking about his girlfriend about to leave, but she always gonna come back. The oldest boy was also his assistant. He's talking about something about his music career, and Bishop McDonald / Pretty Boy has to remind us, I was from the Midwest, and then I worked my dad, and he called on me, and I played the guitar, but there I felt grounded and weak and gated, but now I've called, and I have purpose, and I am here, and I am everything, and I don't care. Okay, next. Now we have this thing where they're meeting Loretta, and I know Loretta, at least when she's in her little her little intro / professional. Now she's smiling. Now she ain't even got the man, but yet she's smiling. But yet you got Dominique, when she by herself, like I said, she she looked mad, but Loretta sitting here like I got the restaurant or something. Look, it's something. Okay, now you got Misa here. It is like she is one of those conservative to the point that is really out of control, and this can appear to her being judgmental. She has to be very careful of her words. And then you got Chrissy there. I mean, she's so like kind of like this. It's almost like, is she afraid to take a taste of, because it's Jamaican and it's a sin, or what is it? You're supposed to stick to chicken and mashed potatoes or something. I just was kind of worried because once it went past the salad already, said something about Jamaicans. Well, she's talking about Christy already. Y'all can share and blah blah blah. Jamaican beef patties. No, I mean I just was wondering, and they begin to talk about first the issue. You have Dominique and, Diedrich's situation, know how, right was talking about Noel's, basically going to like perform the service, of marrying them in their upcoming wedding. And of course, firstly, Misha decides to bring the fact about, is it okay for people, to be out of wedlock? Because Chris, wedlock and have kids or something like that nature, and somehow it jumps from that, and they start talking about tattoos. Now, actually, Misha a couple times slipped and said it, so it seems like she had what they call sometimes a fraud slip or whatever the case is, Sigmund Freud slip or whatever called when you slip out and really say subconsciously what you're thinking about. And she up here slipping first talking about some tattoos or somehow, like tattoos and homosexuality, you got a problem with homosexuality. Loretta was kind of like getting in there and let her know, like, I know a couple things, blah, blah. I don't have nobody gets tattooed. What are you trying to say? Oh, I'm not trying to say the tattoos. Then she got to talk about, well, tattoos can, lead or talk about sex. It's always like compare and contrasting. If you get a tattoo, you're opening yourself up to automatic sin. Now, this is an open topic, and y'all comment, and I will try to comment to y'all because you know how they got this lovely new system now where you had to have Google Plus in order to comment or whatever the case is. But I'm like this, okay? I have tats myself. I recently got to last month, beginning of last month, we're in the end of, well, really the end of September, and I honestly plan on getting a few more in the future. But it's just the thing is, it's just like being around somebody. It's just her being conservative and stuff like that. There are people that are like, tattoos are a sin and so forth, and whatever the case is, and great area. But um, you have Christine and your Loretta let her know, like, basically, like, that doesn't mean you don't have salvation or, you're not supposed to be from the kingdom of God. Christine also checked about, the Bible says, you're not supposed to mark your Bible tattoos of other gods. She's like, it turns out I didn't know Christy didn't have any tattoos until after she was called, from God. And she was like, I have a tattoo of Hunterbird, I think of her grandmother or mother, who, rest in peace or whatever case. And they were just letting me know, like, whatever your ways, and you don't mean judgmental, making it seem like tattoos mean a person drug addict, or, that's being judgmental. And, you better be careful. See, the thing is, I understand, people on some of these reality shows trying to be real, and maybe she's venting how she feels, but she has to be careful because I know she knows, and if she admitted that she has people that she knows who has tattoos, but she need to be careful because, it could be one of her members at the church now, and they went and got a flower tattoo when they left butt cheeking sometime in Las Vegas, but, one of they drunken, what's happened in Vegas, stayed in Vegas moments that they did about 12 years ago. And Miss Misha was trying to ask for the secret grandmother apple pie recipe. And then she was saying, she was like, and probably after seeing this episode, like, well, you won't be getting that. I won't give you the imitation of Stover's bakery version after this. Okay. So I'm just saying she need to be careful. And also, too, for her to be judgmental, people, because, when she look at this stuff, people don't even want her to be the executive, preacher assistants, under her husband. They already have a problem because she's the wife and / because of her gender. So, of course, that could be said, well, how do you feel that you're being judged as well? And on top of that, I understand, how ancient believes of being sensual, sanctified with baby oil, but at the same time, you have to look at it like this. People could sit here and be like, that's nasty. Y'all up there exchanging DNA samples and stuff all in front of everybody. They about to make out a dry hump in the middle of church last episode. So I'm just saying she need to be careful. It's always some of them times the main people, as I say all the time, the last person should be talking is the first one usually opens their mouth. In that case, it is her. Okay? So anyways, you got Pastor Jay, and he's talking to Christine. They meet up, I guess, at the church, whatever. And he's so excited. I think he's about to get that hummingbird tattoo, whatever, right? And his wife reminded him about what Misha said, was like comparing, like, as if getting tattoos, like being a drug addict and just being out of control and sex and everything else, whatever the case is. And Pastor Wayne actually wants to get, is going with him also to get this tattoo. Well, we all know deep down inside, secretly, he wants to get a tattoo. And we know what type of person Misha is. She's like, she is not having it. We're not about to open the doors of hell if you get this tattoo and lead an example. And that's a shame to a certain point, only because it's like, poor Pastor Wayne. Now, he up there sneaking fake tattoos out of Cracker Jack boxes or Tony the Tiger's gift prizes and stuff, and sneaking and then putting fake tattoos temporary for a couple hours and wiping them off on his upper left arm, probably. I'm just saying, in secret, you know what I mean? Just sneaking, fake tattoos once in a while. Poor man. All right. But now, like I said, it was meant that he's all craving tattoos and stuff like that. Now, he was telling his wife, eventually in a later scene, about that. He was thinking he really wished to get tattoos. And of course, she gave him that look and started to say this about, you being Asian is not appropriate and blah, blah, blah. And here he had to remind her, was like, age and stuff like that, and the thing about what they say about tattoos and whatever, and body's a temple, and he let her know, like, okay, you got your ears pierced, you got Maybelline concealer on your face, you use Tresemme shampoo, you wash your hair last week, you can't really be talking about body's a temple when you have done stuff, alter it, your body isn't, completely pure, also, so he's just, wishing, and she just like, mm-mm. Again, Pretty Boy McDonald, Bishop, whatever his name is. Now, the son of them talking about, changing, I guess, like, he's supposed to perform at this certain church. I don't know if it's actually their church or another church they're hosting at. And he wants to, do some credit or some music, whatever. But again, it's not taken away because the boy had the talent. He plays guitar, whatever. But it's just so annoying with Bishop McClendon now. And when he talks, is so narcissistic that it's not even worth watching. I have notes and I really don't even want to talk about it. So again, the baby is trying to get on his feet. He's playing guitar. He's on his scene. Blah, 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 blah. Next. Okay. I know y'all probably was really dying and probably mad that I just skipped the whole thing again. But it was something about music, blah, blah. He's supposed to perform. We're waiting. Not that much time you got to spend on that. So anyway, we have Bishop get gangster Gibson, and he was talking to his wife about again about this meeting, how people are saying still he all arrogant and stuff like that, and his wife did have to let him know, like, you are kind of arrogant and flamboyant, outspoken, you have to tone it down because like I said, he kind of has an inner rapper part of him. Maybe he wanted to be a rapper at the time, whatever, but he was called to preach the word of the Lord. So she's like hitting him like, you know what, you got to calm down, take it down to tailor-made suits and stuff like that, tone it down, just tone it down a little bit. So Beast Gangster G Gibson is thinking about either I got to tone it down or tone it up. You can see how the way this goes. Now, Pastor changes the scene, and I personally, not say personally, but I knew who he was meeting with because, in the late 90s, stuff like that, I listened to stuff like R&B down to like alternative rock and stuff like that, the 90s was like, it was a big, gumbo pot of different music. So I knew about Korn, and I knew about the guy that he met with, and they were just talking about discussing about, tattoos and certain traits, and he was talking about his experiences about, because he actually did leave the group originally to find God. He was addicted to drugs and he basically had to get his life together. But recently he just got back with the original group of Korn, but he's still like, he, strong in his faith and stuff like that. And they were talking about the issues, I think, about what Misha said, basically the thing is, all, guys, all sinners are welcome, as Pastor Jay was saying. It's just like, people are not, shouldn't be judging people basically just by appearance because you never know what their purpose is and who they are. Set people at, don't push them away just because, you don't agree with their parents or something like that, or don't, you gotta, push into the word of God, and they're just like so less judgmental. And even Pastor Dave was saying, if I was against people or had a problem with people just with tattoos, half our congregation would be gone. So it was kind of like one of those conversations. And, the guy was just saying, like when he first came back, how he was sometimes teased by, how Europe, by the guy, big tongue, whatever, from Kiss, for example, somehow you still, into God or something like that, or still Jesus boy. He's considered Jesus boy. So we're just talking about, different stuff they were dealing with, between music and or tattoos and faith. So, next, again, we have Pretty Boy. Okay, let's see here. He had to remind us that we have visions. And visions, oh yeah, okay, visions through his music. And him and the son are talking still about a program through the music, and he's talking about how he's called and everything, and the music, and it's this here, and I have a purpose, and I have a purpose to skip the scene because really it's irrelevant, and I'm really sick and tired about dealing with you, Mr. Pretty Boy McDonald. So let's go back here to Gangster Bishop Gibson. And we're here, and he actually decides to talk about this is the meeting, and he's coming up swag with that cream suit on, and he really was giving a sermon. Now we first thought, oh Lord, because first he talks about us, let me take off my coat, I don't want to mess with my body, G-Rod or whatever suit, whatever I can't pronounce and can't afford. Okay, so anyway, he's talking about the three haters. I think they had to do with the guys I don't know if they were saying on the barbershop, but the guys who voted him because they said it was too arrogant, he had too much swag and gangster. And that's also actually, they were talking about the barbershop. It's like, just his whole persona is too gangster, stuff like that. But, he wants to relate to the younger folks and stuff like that. He was bringing up Lil Wayne, Kanye. I was like, oh, Bishop Gibson, don't bring up, I mean, don't really, you want to get involved with the younger kids and you bring up those examples. I know they're popular thing, but you got Lean dealing with them and Kanye dealing with Bazzazzle mask and stuff and just losing. I'm just saying, but I get what he was saying. So at first, when he was talking about the haters, you should have seen First Lady Levette's face, and I'm like, oh Lord, he about to use the CCW. I mean, we know he was about the CCW, but he was gonna get him in the words, and he was basically saying like, despite where he originally came from, or if you want to be really technical with it, or be I guess in the youth current times, he started from the bottom, now he's here, but technically that is the truth. People have doubted him and were saying he was going to be a good pastor, but he was from where he is came up and from drug addictions and being gang stuff like that. And he's basically saying, you can call your hater or your enemy and tell you thank you, because to say this is like, negativity and stuff like that, still you rise and you fight it, you know what I mean? And you overcome it. Ask God to guide you and give you faith and guide you, and you can be successful and have that happiness and everything else. And that's pretty much what, as he was saying, faith, has fingerprints. And, basically turning, like, I think another word he was saying as far as like, I can't read, but, he was just saying, don't doubt yourself. It's just, blessings, come in a can, not a can't. So it's all about, everybody needs to do is as far as like having faith and, keep striving and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Hallelujah. So it was a good, sermon and everything else. Now, oh my gosh, here's Pretty Boy McDonald. Again, he has to make an appearance, and I swear, I didn't know he had karaoke night in the studio. Hold a hand in a syllable, and I mean, that's all I heard, okay? And I'm like, no, you might be good with the guitar, but somebody need to Milli Vanilli his voice, okay? Somebody need to come in the back that know how to sing and lip sync. The baby, let the child should have sing. He just should have been singing the words because that wasn't cutting. That singing, whatever he called himself doing, I don't know if he was trying to help his son, with saying the words, but that was insulting to my ears and probably the people who were producing it, editing it, and everybody else who watched this episode, because that didn't make no sense. Honey, just see, I know I can't sing, but I can pretend I can hum the heck out of it too. Okay, there you go. So, anyway, again, the son wants to really pursue secular songs, and basically Pretty Boy McDonald was saying, he was a preacher boy and blah blah blah. His father's rubber that, but he kind of believes it's okay, because he feels like, we can actually reach also people with the circular music and stuff like that, and if it's meant for him, to do that, then go ahead, So he's basically trying to be, and he did start singing some love. And like I said, the young man has talent. It's not something that, I know the father made some Pretty Boy McDonald. Might be, of course, narcissistic, but you had to give credit where credit's due. And I mean, besides, the baby ain't got nothing to do with the fact that his father is, him. You know what I mean? He didn't choose that life. So now we got here. I kind of like that this end scene. You got Pastor Jay's about to get, the hummingbird shoulder tattoo or your shoulder up here, and he's invited Rob Gangsta Gibson. He's invited actually Pastor Wayne Training, also knows I still fake tattoos on my children's medicine Cracker Jack boxes and secretly put it on. My wife is asleep and then rub it right off before she gets up with dial soap, and like I said, you have those two also, and also his wife, Christine. And I'm glad they're able to still come in and come. It's not like one of those things with a relationship. Hopefully their relationship will stay. But in order for her to not be so judgmental and stuff like that, you have to realize like, okay, you're cool with somebody who has tats. So for you, I mean, supposedly you are. So it's kind of like you're kind of prejudging them, and stuff like that. And like I said, that's a whole nother story. So I kind of like, Gangsta Rob Gibson. He come in with the shirt like, you don't know nothing about this shirt right here. This is fashion, okay? Sure, because he just got flashlight and tropical fruit or whatever type of, display. Boy, it looked like he was inspired by Simpsons song in the 70s pit movies and just came up in there, okay? I was surprised he did not have his theme song playing when he was coming up in there. I'm just saying, you don't know nothing about this fashion blouse, okay? Because that's all I gotta say, okay? And then you're just having a moment, it indirectly, Misa's letting it be known, like found some of the needles, and indirectly they're making comments like Grain Cheney, and not thinking, wow, this is like, Kenny allowed to get tattooed. She's just like, no, I'm not having it type of thing, whatever. And like I say, Wayne Cheney now got to find and sneak some more fake tattoos while she's sleeping, put them on. So other than that, they got the tattoo, one of the last things Bishop Rob Gibson was saying, that he actually, wouldn't get tattoos because he's scared of needles, but he believes in tattoos. He says because someone was like, no, you're sitting here, and he actually, thumbs up the dude because he was saying like, Pastor Jay was a cool white dude and stuff like that, but he kind of like, he ain't judging about tattoos. It's like indirectly a part of him like would get tattoos, but he wouldn't get tattoos, but he has nothing against people with tattoos, and actually kind of felt kind of good about going down there. He was actually kind of, liking the experience of, I guess, watching somebody get tattooed, whatever. So it kind of ended on that note. And so, like I said, Misha at the end, she wanted to do what's best for him and the children and everything else because the tattoo is going to be the destruction of the family, basically. I know I'm paraphrasing, just saying what I want to say, but yeah. But other than that, y'all, it seems like next week, based on the previews, is going to be very, very, very spicy. So, other than that, y'all have a pleasant evening, pleasant weekend, and everything else. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and if you got a chance to share, share the vid if you like, maybe your favorite. But anyway, y'all, let me do this. I got to bless the screen and knowing like Patrick teaching and stuff, just sit here and be serious and stuff. Okay, y'all take care and have a good night. Okay, see y'all in the next video.